Hi, Fashion Dolls. It is Thankful Thursday, February 13th, and welcome to another episode of Style by Stevie. Our very special guest today is no stranger to the dollhouse. She's been on the show consecutively 3 times already. I think this makes either her fourth or fifth appearance. Please forgive me for my tardiness, Fashion Dolls. I feel great, and I hope you guys feel great as well, too. Happy Thursday. It seems like this week went by so fast. Yes, beautiful and black. Shout outs to Pure Luxe Salon. Hi, Chrissy. Hi, everyone. Y'all, please go and check out Pure Luxe Salon. The glam has been on point lately this season. So kudos to Melanie Nalama Bridges for just bringing the beauty, bringing the glam, her and myself this season alone. All right. So without further ado, let me share this live with Elin so that we can get into some chat and see what she's been up to. Fashion Dolls, I'm super excited. Again, please forgive me for my tardiness. The OOTD will be going up pretty soon. Y'all know the deal. Share this live. Let's get it in here. So without further ado, Fashion Dolls, let's welcome our very beautiful, talented guest, award-winning actress, filmmaker, director, and podcast host. My girl, and I call her the Silkstone Barbie, Elin Margareta Nordin. Shout outs to my brother, K Tooks. He is the host of the K Tooks Spot. Y'all, please go and check out his platform also. Hi, beautiful.
Hi.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Or shall I say, we're in the middle of 2025. Happy 2025. So, how has the year been for you so far?
First, I want to say happy 2025 to you too. 2025 has been really good. It's starting really good. It's been a few stuff that has been hard, but otherwise, it's really good. And it's just continuing getting better.
Absolutely. We got to have faith. We got to continue to have faith and keep going. So, for you,
Mm-hmm.
how have things been going on your end? We did our last conversation last season, last year in 2024. And now you're back. I lost count because we've done so many already. I'm pretty sure Mick would know and yourself would know. We've done so many. But what else has happened since then in 2024? And now, what are you looking forward to in this year in 25?
Well, I started to film a short film called Hedwig. Yeah. So that is awesome. I got cast in a feature film. It's gonna start filming hopefully around May. I have May here. Um, and the series I'm working on with Paul is doing awesome. Mark Denham is starring in it, so
Yes.
it's it's being gold. And I'm doing photo shoots and just having an awesome time. Yeah.
Still giving us these beautiful photo shoots. I call her
Hmm.
our Mick knows this and the group knows this. I call Ellen our Silkstone Barbie because anytime she does a photo shoot, she makes it come to life. And shout outs to Madeline as well too. Photos by Madeline. Madeline just knows how to capture the essence of a woman in true form and fashion. And for this publication, Original Magazine UK. And whenever Ellen and Madeline or Mick and Madeline shoot, they bring it to life. So I can't wait for Madeline to get me because y'all would like, okay, we want Miss Stevie on the cover. We want Miss Stevie. Well, you have to talk to Boss Lady, and she's here. She says, "Hello, girls. Hi, Boss Lady. Hey, girl. Yes."
I mean,
So
I, I, sorry if I interrupted you. I just want to say
no,
that Madeline is a fantastic, fantastic photographer, and I
yes.
recommend you to work
Oh,
with her. She's absolutely tremendous. She really brings out, if you are, if this is gonna sound so weird, and I know that a lot of people are gonna be like, like, but sometimes when you feel that you're comfortable with working with somebody,
yeah.
and they bring out sort of like your sexual, like, it's okay to be sexual in a certain way. And
brings
then,
out your sensuality. Like
yeah,
when I
yeah.
think of that, I think of Rita Hayworth. I think of our
Mhm,
girl Marilyn Monroe, who we love and adore. I think of Dorothy Dandridge, and they were
mhm,
classy. They did it in a
mhm.
way where it was tasteful, and they showed that you could be
Yeah,
classy, you
yeah.
could be sexy. And even when I dress for this platform, like what I'm wearing today, this dress is kind of short. I haven't posted the OOTD on purpose, but you guys will see it at the end of this interview. But they showed that it was okay to be elegant, to be classy. And another girl that I admire so much, and we talk about our muses, would be Princess Grace.
Yeah.
She did it with such, she was just so smooth about it.
Wow.
And it's a film that she did where she just walks in the room in this white backless. I think the gown was backless. Or Marlena Dietrich is another one as well too. She walks in the room. The room is like silver and white, and her hair is the color of your hair is a platinum blonde, and she
Yeah.
has a glass, or she just sits there and looks like that. So I mean, that clip is everywhere of Princess
Or
Grace, Princess
yeah.
Grace Kelly. Yeah.
Or just Mae West. It's like she can just
Oh
look at something else and somebody says something and then she just looks at you and she says everything without saying anything and you're just like, whoa. And but I want to get back to the whole thing with Madeline is that she also like sadly we haven't worked as much as I would wish to because we both, are very busy people.
yes,
Um, so these last photo shoots I worked on my own, but I bring out a lot of things that not just she taught me, but the way I learned from film sets. Because first and foremost, I am an actress. I started in front of the camera being an actor and a director telling me what to do. But working with, Madeline has been, really, you know, a high point in my career because she's really talented and also it's
yes,
like um it's been fun, but I understand like sometimes like even if you work with certain people they don't really have like time and I don't really have time and it's like but she's amazing and I recommend if you ever get a chance to work with her, I highly recommend you to work with her because like you will have fun and she lets you sort of like if you want to run around like whatever, like she's just gonna be like, okay, let's take a picture and she captures that photo and but she also it's it's amazing because when I worked alone, I realized like, oh, okay, like I can be sexual without having her there, but I know that she will be proud
yes.
of, like my work without like, and also, so yeah, I highly recommend to work with her, but also like just have fun at work, both, with other people and on your own.
Absolutely. And
Mhm.
that would be my advice also to any woman out here who is struggling when taking pictures, taking selfies or whatever, finding that sensuality. Another thing, and we touched on this in our last, we always talk about it, and that is finding your light, finding what works for
Mhm.
you. And I was telling my mother the same thing as well, too, because she'll look, we both look just alike. And she'll look at pictures of me and she's just like, how can I get my makeup like that? How and we look alike. I had you. How can I get my makeup to look like that? And I said, Mommy, it's all about finding your light. And I know the lighting in my house here,
Mhm.
sometimes it's just like, okay, we're gonna have to go in the bathroom, we're gonna have to go this way, we're gonna have to go this way, even as it pertains to doing makeup. So I remember one time she had her class reunion and they were meeting, they had a brunch the first day, and then the next day they had like this event, and I did her makeup for it, and people were just showering her with compliments. They were just like, Stevie did that? Stevie did that on you. Because they've never really seen her all fully made up. I went through the whole step by step process, and mommy is a process to this. Even with getting ready for this platform, which everybody's been loving lately, it's been a step by step process. I don't just come on looking any kind of way. I try to make it my effort. But for women out here, finding your sensuality, finding your light, that is key to anybody taking a picture, finding your light, knowing what works for you. And one of my guests, she just recently said something about going outside. nature is also your best friend in light as well
Mhm.
too. So going outside, that natural sunlight from the sun, and it's one picture. God, I wish I could find it. And I didn't have long hair at the time, but I went out there and the sun was just beaming down from my window. And I said, "Oh, I got to get a picture in this light. I got to get a picture in this light." And so I kind of tilted my head and looked up, and that light just bounced off of my skin. And it was just like, okay, melanin is just popping, glowing, beautiful. It would have been a Vogue cover. It would have been a Vogue cover. Like, I would have definitely submitted it to Vogue, but it's all about finding what lighting works for you. And
Yeah.
that's something that I told my mom, even as it pertains to doing your makeup. You could be doing your makeup going to the doctor's office or whatever. Just make sure you find your light. And that is something that a lot of top photographers have stated as well, too, from Jill Ben Simone to Madeline, our girl Madeline, to
Mhm.
who's another one? Nigel Barker, who we all
Mhm.
know and love. Another one is Inez and Venuta, who's also shot for Vogue. All of these top photographers have said when you're a woman, find your perfect lighting. Because even the cover girls, the Vogue covers, the girls that we see on the cover of Vogue and Harper's Bazaar, they find their light. And they're just like,
Yeah.
that's it. Or the photographer will say, that's it, take it just like this. Tilt your head this way or do something, look like you're looking directly at the person in the camera. So it's little things that the photographer will get you
Mhm.
to do to make that photo come alive. And that's key.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you look at the light that I have right now behind me, like, first of all, you see the
It's
gorgeous
beautiful.
Marilyn, but you also see a
Yes.
bunch of skeletons in here. But you see this light here, and it makes it a little bit yellow, but I'm like half darkish, like a shadow here, and then more light on the other side. That's one light, and that will be like, oh, you're in a horror movie or in a crime movie or like in a very darkish kind of movie. But if I move a little bit in my room, I started getting more light, and then I move here and I turn on the light here, which is right behind, I get even more light. And
See?
it's like, oh, it's more comfortable, but then you have a window. So, um, but it's still like the light says so much, even if I just moved from three different steps, like in my room, and it's exactly the same space, you know. And you're right about the light and how you tilt your head and how you do it. And it's the same thing with the movies. Like, it's all about light, and it's all about how you present yourself and how you conduct yourself, because the movie Hedwig, which is currently being filmed, I saw a few scenes that was sent, and it was just like I was almost bursting out in tears because I was just telling the actress, like, you are such an amazing actress. There's this reasons, and she had the camera just towards her and the light and everything and the way she was.
Oh,
It was just absolutely amazing. And I was just like, I could sit and I worked with her before, so I know how she is, and she's just amazing. Her name is Anna Maria Victorson. If you ever come across her, I first of all, you would love her. Like, if you ever see her in a movie or in a series, like, she's just one of those gems that, you're like, why isn't she like an Academy Award winner? Like, why isn't she this and why is she in that? Like, she's just like, she's one of the coolest girls I've ever met. Like, she's just like, yeah, okay, like, that's it. And she grew up in the business, so she's been an actor, I think, like since like 7 or 8 years old, like maybe something like that. But she's still like, yeah, okay.
and that's the power of longevity and making things work. And as an actress,
Mhm,
you even understand that as well too, with making things work, coming from a place where it's just like,
mhm,
okay, being on set as well too. Find that moment, and when the director says, okay, cut,
mhm,
that's your moment right there.
mhm,
So you bringing that character to life. When you're modeling, when you're on set for photo shoots, you're also bringing the character to life. And one of
mhm,
my guests, he just recently said that. It was Asif Ali Muhammad. And I said, when you are on set, one of them said that they were very shy, but I'm just like, I couldn't see that through that photo shoot. When you've given a beautiful, immaculate photo, I can't see that through that photo shoot. So even transforming when you walk out, and right now we just wrapped New York Fashion Week. So I know the crowds were massive. Yeah, the expectations are very high. The anticipation is very high. And I know that walking out from a lot of people is just like, please don't let me fall. Please don't let me fall. All of these things are running through your mind. But when you get it done and it's so perfect, like I was just watching a video as I was scrolling down here on the gram of a supermodel by the name of Yasmin Guri, Ghauri. Her name is Yasmin Guri,
Mm.
and her shoe fell off on the runway. That happened to Gigi Hadid. Elin, when I tell you, this woman literally walked on the ball of her foot like a ballerina. And she just left the shoe right out there. Like it was a scene from Cinderella of something. She just left the shoe out there on the runway. She kept going. She kept going. So even in the midst of all of those different things, models still have to keep going on the runway, but they transform into a whole new person. It's like they get their superpower and it just comes out. But when they're behind the scenes, they go back to being meek or shy. It's just like, where do you get this courage and this strength from? Where do you get it
Yeah.
from?
It, it's like I think it was one of the first runway shows that Naomi Campbell did, and
Yes, I
she I think she had these like high heels on,
Vivian
no
Westwood.
human can, yes, and she walked and she felt and she like did this and then she laughed and she got out again. It was just like that because she laughed, made it so much different. It made her a superstar because instead of just crying and running off set and just being embarrassed, she laughed and it made people like, I love that girl. And Naomi Campbell still keeps on going till this day, and there is a reason. Like, first of all, she's gorgeous as a heck, it's like, and I used to when I used to live in London, I used to live like around the areas where she's from. So it's like, and it's just like, holy crap. Like, I do apologize if I just cursed, but she's gorgeous, like, and yeah, I understand why people are like, yeah, we hire Naomi Campbell for our work.
Yes, and the thing about it that gets me with Naomi is that photo is everywhere. Everyone has seen that photo of her falling on the runway because those platform shoes that they've brought back, you see a lot of designers like
Mm-hmm,
Versace bringing that shoe back. Those shoes are high, and it's like, oh my
mm-hmm,
God, I would break my neck in this. But
mm-hmm,
those girls walk out on the runway.
mm-hmm.
All right, they walk out on the runway with no hesitation. That was mom, but we're still going to keep going. So she's going. She's going to run some errands, and hopefully, I get to get some pizza today, y'all. So I'm excited about that. But um, they walk out on the runway with no hesitation, without a care in the world, and still make it look effortless. No matter what the mistakes, no matter the falls, no matter the shoes being too big or too small, they still walk out and they make it work. And seeing that photo of her, that photo you're talking about, is so iconic. She's even talked about the photo herself. So it just goes to show you that there's going to be mess ups, there's going to be errors, but make it beautiful so that that
Mm-hmm.
photographer can capture that moment. And that moment is still one of the most talked about moments ever. And I think it was another supermodel, because when we talk about the supermodel dream team, of course, you've got Naomi Campbell, you've got Cindy Crawford, you've got Linda Evangelista, you've got Christy Turlington, and I've interviewed Cara Young, who's also a part of that dream team as well too, and then Tatiana. So I mean, it's a lot of them, and they came out just dominating that era of the supermodels of the 90s, and they still are. They still one of the best loved women, the best loved
Mm-hmm.
women in time, period. And people still recognize them. I know I love how they walk out through their errors, and they don't care if I fall. I'm still going to keep going, and they're
Yeah.
still going years later. So when I seen Yasmin do it, and this was for a show, I think it was for either Armani, I can't remember the designer, I think it was Armani if I'm not mistaken. and it was the spring summer collection for 96. And I just seen the video of her walking out on the ball of her foot like a ballerina, she without a care in the world. And then the next model came out right after her, and I think it was Eva Hartzegova that came out after her. And you guys might have seen her a lot in Terry Mugler shows. You guys know that I love Terry Mugler, all things Mugler. So you might have seen her a lot everywhere, but I think she was the next model that came out. But she kept going. Yasmin kept going. So those shoes are very high. They could be tight,
Mhm.
but the designer expects you to make that, to sell that garment to us, the consumers, and make us say, okay, I want to go into the store and buy this. If this is the fashion trend, I want to buy it. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's the goal.
Yeah. I have these high heels with spikes on them, and they're not easy to walk in, so I only use them for photo shoots and film sets. And also like I remember I found them in a vintage store in London, and I saw them. I was sitting on a bus, and I was just like, "Oh my God, I want them!" like, and I saw them through a window, and I went. I think next day I walked, and they were perfect for my feet because I have small feet and very skinny feet. So my feet are like I have to walk into a kids department store like just to like get shoes, and and they fit me perfect. And they were like I was just like so. But these shoes, when I walk in them, they are not easy to walk in. Like and plus like they also have the spikes which hurts. Like if you fall, like you're gonna have those spikes like sticks out from those shoes, and it's like, yep, like they're not like easy to walk in, they're not easy to wear, so I have them locked up, but I only wear them during photo shoots or film sets when it's needed. And but they're gorgeous to look at and painful to like walk in, but they're worth it. They're so worth it.
And it's so many designers that have done limited edition heels, like Jimmy Choo came out. Remember this? You
Mhm,
guys have seen it, the Cinderella collection with the
mhm,
custom limited edition glass slipper, and it was absolutely beautiful. It was so sparkly, and a lot of people keep these shoes locked up for mementos, or they use them
mhm.
for photo shoots, as Ellen just said. And speaking of photo shoots, Mick just mentioned that you are working in a new film with award-winning actor Martin Nusa, and it will be filmed in the spring of May in Bulgaria and the UK. So how exciting is that? Beautiful scenery, by the way.
I'm so excited. I'm smiling every single day because it's like I work with such amazing people like on sets and photo shoots and film like and every single day that through these years. But to also have somebody like Martin also like acknowledge like, yeah, I want to work with you. And that is amazing. And it's just like I am super excited. It's like he's just wow. That's what I want to say. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
And
Like
Martin
I work
is one of
for
the
this.
best. He's so amazing with his photography, with his directing skills, and spot
Hmm.
on. I've had him on the show previously, and just his vision, he brings his vision to life. He's another one. And I love imagery. So, Madeline and Martin, dream team all together. Like, we have some of the most creative, visual, appeasing people that are in our family or in our group, shall I say.
Hmm.
That Mick has selected, and to be able to sit and interview Martin, who's award-winning director, filmmaker, writer, by the way, along with Elin here. I mean, he is just a visionary. And I can't put a finger on it. Just like I can't describe, someone asked me, would you describe Terry Mugler's designs? I said, I can't put a label on it. He
Yeah.
does a little bit of everything. And what's so amazing about, thank you, girl. Shout outs to Tailor Made Beauty 242 here on the gram. She did my nails. My nails are like if you like a beach, like marble, like sandstone. So if you guys like them. Yeah,
Oh my
she did a
God, they
great
are
job.
gorgeous. They are absolutely
Thank,
gorgeous. Like,
thank you. Thank you. The last time I was here, I can't remember what color I had the last time Ellen was here. But pay attention to my hands because I talk a lot with my hands. I'm always changing my nails just like I change my hair and looks on a daily. But thank you. Yes, Tailor Made Beauty 242 here on the gram, y'all. Go and check her out. Customized press on nails. And these, I saw these and I thought of the marble granite top and the beach because they do have shells on them and they are beautiful. So I
mhm.
don't know if you guys can see the shells on this one right there,
I,
but yes.
I can see it. It's very like, like let's go to the beach and have fun and just be awesome and girly and stuff like that. I love it. Like,
I have some, and I think a lot of people they call them the lifesaver nails. Oh my goodness. And yes, sunshine, great quality. You won't be disappointed, girl. You won't be disappointed. They stay on real good. So you're going to get at least 7 to 10 days of wear with these nails right here. So,
well,
and that's why I still have
that's
them on. Yes, her
well, that's
Tailor Made Beauty 242. Yeah.
that's good because like I only use like that kind of nails. Like I said, like on photo shoots. Otherwise, it's like you're gonna see. I sadly am a biter, so I bite my nails, which I've done for years, which is horrible because like when I get good nails, it's almost like immediately just like go and start chewing on them. It's like nervous tick and stuff like that. I have friends who are like trying to do everything they possibly can to make me stop doing it because they're like, eventually you're gonna start chewing like your fingers or your hair and
Right.
stuff like that. But it's like, yeah, but as soon as I have the nails on, I just feel like very glamorous and
Powerful.
it get
Right.
yeah. It's almost like you're just like, hello, how are you? Look, that's
Like
how I feel
Catwoman
when
or
I use
something.
it.
They're
Yeah.
so long. And I wear mine's every episode. You guys have seen me with nails longer than this. I just love them long, and I think Dolly Parton is the reason for that. Dolly Parton. She says that she said the bigger the hair, the closer to God, and she also said something about her nails. She wears them very, very long. So that's the reason why I
Yeah.
continue to continuously wear my nails very, very long. And Sunshine, who's known me for a long time, she'll tell you they were longer than this as to how I would wear them. And they're just like, how do you function with those things? How do you type? And you'll hear me typing on my phone, just typing away. I mean, but
Um,
yes, they're so
I
beautiful.
I mean, listen, if you I'm not gonna say if you want to be beautiful, then you have to have beautiful things. I mean, you
Yeah.
you are beautiful, like so with or without the nails, you would still be beautiful. But if you like to have beautiful things, then use them. Like it's if you like to look good, like to fix your hair, like to have beautiful clothes on, makeup, hair, like everything, just do it. Have fun with it. Like it's just like go for it.
And
And I like to look gorgeous. I like to look pretty. And it's like if
yes.
people have a problem with that, then okay, well then take it with a therapist. I know a good one. His name is Dr. Phil. Like he's on TV. Like
And it's all about bringing to life, uh, especially working in this field in the beauty and the fashion industry, because looks change on a daily and easy.
hmm
Me and Ellen were women, and women like
hmm
to look good.
hmm
I mean, we look at the most pretty things. It can be like my grandmother. She collects statues. She collects like the little what we call whatnocks down here in the
hmm
South. We call them whatnocks figurines, and she also has her I bought her a China tea set and it's absolutely beautiful. It's like very porcelain and it's reflective. Remember some of the dresses that I would wear last season that are very reflective, like when the light hits it, it's like luminescent.
hmm
That's what type of tea set she has. And I said, oh my God, my grandmother's going to love this. This is beautiful. So I got it for her. My grandmother collects nice, pretty things. And There's nothing wrong with that, especially being in the fashion world, because
Mhm.
image and perception is key. We work in an industry, especially with Ellen being an actress and a model, and me being this host. Image and perception is key because
Mhm.
people can either like it or they can hate it, but you have to get them to a point where they're just like, wow, I want what she's wearing. I have to get this. This is beautiful. And that's what I
Yeah.
strive for whenever I dress, whenever I come on effortlessly. And the same for Ellen here. And Mick. Mick runs the publication, Original Magazine UK. She wants the articles done a certain way. And if
Mhm.
Boss Lady tells me, come on, we need to do this with this article, because she's made suggestions to me. She was like, I can't do that. I can't do that for this publication because I don't want to get in trouble, but you can do this. And she made
Yeah.
that suggestion. I said, right along, because I call her Boss Lady. Right along with it, Boss Lady. And she says,
Mhm.
no, do that again or make another suggestion. It was a picture for one of my articles that we used for Terry Mugler for spring fashion. I can't remember which one it was. It was because we've done so many for the mag already.
Mhm.
And she said, no, 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 no. Who designed that? I said, Terry Mugler, boss lady. You want this
Mhm.
photo? And it was the photo of Simonetta, the supermodel, and she was wearing the gown that had the butterfly wings on the back of it. And I'm pretty sure you guys have seen that image of Simonetta. Beautiful, and she looks like a Mona Lisa herself because she's so pretty. And she put that gown on, and when she turned, you could see the butterfly wings. And I shared that video to my stories, and people were just like, "Wow, you you." That's what Mugler was like. He was on a different level. Terry Mugler, Manfred
Mhm.
Terry Mugler, was on a whole nother level.
Mhm.
And again, he wanted women to look powerful. He wanted us to
Yes.
look like goddesses walking out. And if
Yeah.
you go back into the 80s or the 90s and watch some of his shows, you're you will literally, as the children will be saying, clutching your pearls, because it'll be like when the models walk out, they walk out like either vampires, like a vampire goddess, or like an alien, or like I mean, he had a love for insects. So
Mhm.
the butterflies, he did a whole collection dedicated to insects. And when I seen the butterfly gown, I was like, that's it. That's the one. And then it was one that was like in the like a ladybug design. I mean, he did so many things, but
Mhm.
the one that got the butterfly was the one that Mick wanted to use for that article. I said, "Boss lady, you
Mhm.
sure? Because I don't want to get you in trouble." So she used it, and the article came out beautifully. And I was gagging when I got it when she sent it to me the next few days after. And I said, "I love it. I love it. I didn't know you
Mhm.
was gonna do that." So Mick, she's another one. She likes nice things too. She loves
Yeah.
the magazine to look a certain way. The publication is so fabulous, and I'm glad to be writing and working for this publication along
Yeah.
with her vision. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I love working uh with her. She has her ideas, and she's absolutely fabulous, and she's like I know where I was when I met her through Mark for the first time, and it's like, yeah, I could say like, yeah, I was an award-winning actor and filmmaker when I met, Mickey, but it's like at the same time, it's just like she's helped me so much. It's like even if I'd gone so far in my career before I met her, the way she's helped me and pushed me to another level, it has really helped. And it's been her and it's been Mark. Like Mark has been like a cheerleader through like several years of my life. Like, and I love working with her, and I love working with like there's so many people that has been amazing, and being on the cover of Original Magazine has just been like, I don't know, it's like as soon as I got the first one and I showed my family, it was just like that's me, that's me, and
And
it's
she
just like
planned
I'm
the
waking up.
cover. It's so beautiful. Your
Yeah.
covers consecutively
Yeah.
beautiful. I'm like,
Yeah.
she looks gorgeous.
Yeah. And waking up, like it's like when people look at those photos and then look at, any picture I post or like that when I work with photographers, it's like, and they look at, like at those pictures, and I'm like, okay, well, this, and they see me like, okay, I'm not gonna say that I see me in the morning, but when they see me like, and they also see the person on the cover, they're like, is that the same person? And it's just like it's nice to sort of be not really known in my hometown, but it's nice to be like, yeah, that's me, that's me.
Right.
So it's like, yeah,
It gives you such a feeling. Like I remember
yeah,
so many people going back and looking at their covers. Like I
hmm
was 16 when I shot this cover. I think it was Tyra or either Kate Moss. It was Kate Moss, and going back and talking about how her family seen her cover for the first time of a magazine.
hmm
Cindy Crawford also shared that experience too, like how proud her mother was and how
hmm
proud her family was of her to achieve something that prestigious. So it's such a good feeling because you're able to showcase your beauty and your talent to the
hmm
world. And then your parents don't get it at first. They're just like, you want to be a model, you want to be a model. But then when they see the hard work that goes into it, it's so, it gives you a feeling. It gives you, you give yourself a pat on the back because it's something that you've accomplished for so long. So it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah. I mean, I know that I'm never gonna be a catwalk model. I am very tiny. I've heard that I look like if I stand still, I look like a doll. Like I know I look like a porcelain doll. People actually assume I've had people who think I'm a real life size doll who just stands and look at them and they're like, oh, okay, it's like she looks creepy, but like here we go, like. And then when they realize I'm actually a human, they're like, oh my God, that's even like worse. But it's like, I know I'm tiny. I'm like, and I also know that certain body parts of me are larger, like in certain ways, and I'm smaller in certain parts, and I know that. And I know I look okay. I don't want to I don't want to be a pervert, but I know that my breasts are bigger and that my butt my is bigger and then my here is smaller. So it's like I know I look like an hourglass sometimes, but it's like these past couple of years that I've gotten older, the more comfortable I've gotten with my body because when I was younger, I didn't want to look like this. I didn't, like I was like, oh God, I hate it. But then I know that okay, I am small. I have these things, and if I eat certain things, and if I don't exercise, I will gain weight.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's time to love your body, love yourself, exercise, and if you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a parent or a sibling or a friend who pushes you, who says, you know what, I love you, but your eating sucks. Like it really is terrible and it makes you look terrible and you are terrible. Let's go to the gym. Let's go out for a walk. Just have fun. Love yourself. Then embrace it. Embrace it because first of all, if you can love yourself, it makes you look it makes you yourself look even more gorgeous. And now I'm like excited that I look like this. I'm terrified of losing it. Like when I go to the gym, I'm like, oh my God, if I lose weight here, what if I like lose what I like certain things? But I love the gym so much. So like,
And that's, you said something that is key and crucial to a lot of people at home watching
mm-hmm,
our conversation, and that is
mm-hmm,
love yourself. Love all of you. Love all of you. And if you want to change something on your own time. And again,
mm-hmm,
we work in an industry where everything is solely
mm-hmm,
focused on beauty. It is solely
mm-hmm,
focused on making things beautiful and appeasing to the eye. And sometimes that puts a lot of pressure on the person that's in the industry that is working, the model or the actress or whoever. And it's just like, okay, I have to make this work. I have to make this work. What can we do? We can compromise here. But even that point, it's to that point about I don't want to lose this. If I work out, I don't want to lose this. I don't want to lose this. But it's just like in due time, it'll all come together. It'll all come together and make it work. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, like I first of all, when I look, I'm not gonna like like say stuff just to like be on your good side. But when I look at you and I look at your photos, I'm thinking like first of all the time and effort that you put into yourself, like, you put in, it's worth it, like you look good, you feel good, and you could tell that you are good, and you pick everything out, not because like, oh, I'm gonna look like absolutely fabulous today, but it's like, today I'm gonna look like this, and I'm gonna look good. And that makes you look more than like what money can buy. Like you look like a star, and pe- that's what I see when I look at you. And I think that when people look at you, they should feel like not that they want to look like you, but that they can feel exactly the same thing that you are.
Yes,
Like,
exactly. Girl,
yeah.
yes. And Sunshine says that you're gorgeous. Ellen, keep up the good work in the gym.
I love the gym. I think it's absolutely fabulous. Like as soon as I discovered the gym, like I've been pushed to the gym for so many years to go it, and I was encouraged to go because like they were like, you can be free in there. You don't have to go with the gym buddy, you can go yourself. Just have fun. If you find your way, it's gonna be amazing. And now I just love going there.
And it's so therapeutic. It's so
Yes.
therapeutic. You're able to get whatever it is out, any anger, any frustration, whatever it is, you're able to
Mm-hmm.
sweat it out. You're
Mm-hmm.
able to get back to yourself or get back to yourself. And then when you look in the mirror and you see those results, it's just
Yeah.
like, wow, I really did this. Like you
Yeah.
accomplished something. That's a
Yeah.
huge accomplishment. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And also go like at least go for a walk for a minimum of 10 to 15 minutes every single day. Even if it's from the bus to your job, that helps your body in so many ways. It helps not just your body, but also you're clearing your day to go into work, you're clearing your day to go from work. So it's like I had singing classes today. Like I usually have it on Mondays, but my singing teacher got sick, so we moved it to today. And
Wow.
and going to my singing class from I work as a English translator, uh, and going from that one to my singing class takes about 30 minutes to walk, and it's worth it every single time. It's so worth it. Like it's amazing because as soon as I come to like singing class, I'm like, okay, I'm ready. I'm doing this. I'm gonna sing and I'm gonna have a good time. And then as soon as I leave singing, I'll be like, okay, I'm ready to go home. I'm ready to just like have a good time. Just going to sleep. And I'm like, as soon as I hit the bed, I'm like, I'm dying. But it leaves all the negativity away, and it helps
Yes.
you, and it makes you so beautiful, and it makes you feel gorgeous.
And that's another thing. The confidence is on a
Mhm.
thousand. Miss Stevie's always been an it girl. Thank you, girl, sunshine. Thank you. Thank you so much. And I
Mhm.
want you all at home to feel confident, to feel inspired, to feel great about yourself. Like Ellen just said, when you go to the gym, when you exercise, when you do something, when you complete a goal, it brings your confidence level up to 1,000, as you just said, referring to me, but it makes you feel good and you feel so much better. Whatever it
Mhm.
is that's stressing you out, the job, whatever, taking that walk or just going to the gym
Mhm.
can be so crucial and therapeutic to a
Yeah.
lot of people, especially in these trying times. We have to find an outlet, find
Mhm.
joy. That's a beautiful message you girls send today to the public. Love yourself. Yes, you have to.
And I also want to say things that like you every single time I've talked to you, you've always said I am like a Barbie
You
and
are.
like yeah, I look like a Barbie and stuff like that. And I watched the Barbie movie and I used to play with Barbies when I was a child and I loved it. And today when somebody is asking me, like even today, uh like I always say like, and I love horror. I'm like a horror girl. I love the blood and the gore and the murders and everything like that. And but I then I can come in and I look like a 1950s Barbie, and I always refer to like, yeah, even Barbie loves, like blood and or gore and stuff like that. And I'm thinking of you when I'm like saying those because I'll be like, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna be Barbie. Like I'm gonna look like this. I'm gonna act like this. It's like, who cares? Like, it's like I love looking good. It's like so I want to say thank you because it's like you it's okay to look good and still have your interest. You don't need to look like you just got dragged to the sewers just because like you love horror, or you love whatever. It's like, some of the most gorgeous women's, work in horror movies, and stuff like that. So it's like,
Margot Robbie, who played Barbie, has done horror films, and it was perfect. I
hmm
mean, they could have gotten any woman from a. I'm trying to think of any else who was blonde. Lady
hmm
Gaga's blonde.
hmm
Madonna is blonde. There's so many women who have
hmm
went blonde who I thought in the back of my mind could have played this iconic
hmm
Barbie doll. I mean, that we all grew up playing.
hmm
You guys know I started collecting Barbies in 2023, and to see her transition because she has dozens of looks. She has so many. She's done so many limited editions. Barbie has stood the test of time.
yeah,
But Margot Robbie is a perfect example of
yeah,
that too. Being able to go to action, being able to go to horror, being able to play this iconic Barbie doll that we all grew up
hmm
playing with, know, and love. I mean, like
yeah,
Barbie had so many things, working at her job, and then I think about the other Barbie as well too, from
yeah,
Saturday Night Live, the one who was she made herself crooked and zigzag. Like, I
yeah,
mean, there's so many versions of her. But
yeah.
yes,
Yeah, I remember I had a Barbie. I think she was a limited edition, or she didn't sell, but she had a Barbie where it's like, if you turned her stomach, she was pregnant, and the next one she wasn't. And
yes.
it's
Or
like
and
I
then her
I
hair would change colors. You put water on the hair would change colors, or you brush the hair and
yeah.
it does something. Like they have so many. You bead the hair,
hmm
put with the little beads in the
hmm
hair. I mean, there's so many of them.
Yeah. I mean, the actors from the 50s and 60s who were in these B horror movies, they look like, hey, we're Barbie dolls walking there, and they were still gorgeous. They still like
Yes.
ran from zombies and creatures from the Black Lagoon and stuff like that, and they were still gorgeous. And you're just like, yeah, I want to be one of those. Like, I want to be one of those girls. Like I want to look absolutely fabulous and run from monsters and like have a good time. And if some like I work in this industry, and I remember that when people like some of them, like who wants to be cruel, they're like, oh, so what I've seen you in. I'll be like, yeah, working hard. And as soon as I say that, immediately I can tell like they don't watch horror movies, so they don't know me. But anyone who are in horror, and if they know me or if they don't know me, then that's fine. The horror community, first of all, they love their horror girls. They will be very protective and they love their horror so much. And I love being part of that community. I love
Yeah.
being able to look good and still get splashed with, blood all over me and still have fun. And first of all, I think that if you ever like if you want to come and work in a horror movie, just do it because like you have so much fun. You will laugh
Yeah.
every single day. Just do it.
And I was watching well, it's really like a thriller more so
Hmm.
or a horror film, and it was called The Warlock 3 with Bruce Payne. And
Hmm.
when I tell you, it's one scene where I can't give away the whole film, but it's one scene closer to the end, and she pushes him in this pool of like what appears to be chocolate, but it's not. I'm just gonna say that. And he rises up out of the water because I mean he's a warlock. You guys have to go and check it out. It's called Warlock 3 with Bruce Payne. So I mean it's a horror thriller, action somewhat. So I mean you have to go and check it out. But to see them behind the scenes, because I did watch the behind the scenes interviews, and they were just laughing, they were having a good time. So with horror films, you're gonna get a thrill. Behind the scenes with the cast members, you're gonna have a good time. There's gonna be laughter, and then when you go right back on set, you have to transform back into that character. So Ellen is not
Yeah.
lying. You'll have fun.
Yeah. I mean, when you make like intestines and stuff like that, if I'm gonna be honest, like they don't smell very nice. They don't. And you're gonna have actors who's gonna throw up or want to throw up. Um, but in the end, like as soon as you say action or you hear the word action, immediately you're just like, okay, I'm gonna forget about the tasty smell or the disgusting smell that is like coming from everywhere. I'm gonna be like, oh, this is the most wonderful thing I've ever experienced in my entire life. And then as soon as it's like cut, you're just like, look, like, but in the end, you're gonna be like, you're gonna be able to like have a good time. You're gonna be having so much fun, and I recommend everybody to work at least one time on a horror set. Like you're gonna experience so much fun. Um, it is very strict with rules, I do have to say, because in horror you do a lot of action, you do a lot of running, there's a lot of weapons on set. So if they say don't do A, B, and C, then don't do A, B, and C because like
Yes,
those weapons, even if they are fake, they are we do consider them to be real. And we use them as real weapons. We use them as real guns, real knives, real swords. Everything is considered to be real, and we just want to make sure that you will have fun but still be safe.
absolutely. And then
Hmm.
once that shot is done, when you watch the final product, it's so worth it. So worth it.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It truly is.
So before we wrap Fashion Dolls, because it's always great having our girl Ellen here. Ellen, what are some gems that you would give to women and to people in general? Because we touched on something a little bit different. We always talk about our favorite
Hmm.
photographers, our favorite beauty
Hmm.
muses, and we both are obsessed with Marilyn Monroe, by the way. I have two
Yeah.
photos of Marilyn. My brother didn't want it. Before he moved out, I said, I'm taking that photo from you. Because he didn't
Yeah.
want it. He's not really into the girly stuff. But I said, give it to me. I'll put it in my room. And I have a lot of makeup and stuff, so it
Mm.
just tied in perfectly. But what is some advice that you would give to women and just people in general on finding their confidence? Because that's something we touched on today, as Mick stated in the comments.
Well, yeah, it's nice to hear somebody say that. Like, first of all, like you said, I look like a Barbie, and
Ooh,
that's really nice. And, like, first of all, Barbie is, somebody you can aspire to look like. You can still look like a beautiful girl and still be CEO and, stuff like that. But in the end, also what I said about the gym, like I when I grew up, like if you dragged me to the gym, I would kick and scream and I would be like, "Oh, it's so boring." Like I would have hated it, but due to certain things happening and I needed to find an outlet, the first thing that started was I was living in an apartment and I started like, okay, I need to get out of that apartment. Um, because I grew up in a house, like living in a what I consider a shoebox. Like I need to have, going outside, I need to like do this. Um, Not that the apartment was a shoebox, but I needed to go out running. So that's how it all started. I went out running and I continued running and then I started finding ways to like, okay, you know, as soon as the traffic stopped, I was like, okay, I can walk to that certain thing. So I walked. And then eventually I was like, okay, I don't need to take the bus or the car or do everything like that. So I started walking. And so you find your ways. And eventually it's like, for me, that was way of showing that I can get somewhere. I can get to A, B, and C. I just need to get myself away from the couch. That sounds like I was, it's like you you can do whatever, gets on your mind, uh,
Yes.
and just do it. And it's gonna make you like, as soon as you start, eventually, like very quickly, you yourself, people around you, they will start seeing that a shift starts, and it will improve your health, it will improve your work, and it will improve yourself. So my experience is, you don't have to go to the gym, but find an outlet to like do something that's not what you do every single day. Even if it's walking around your apartment building for like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, just do it. And eventually you're just gonna be like, holy Moses, this is amazing. And also, Marilyn, what I want to say, Marilyn Monroe is great. Great. She's the greatest. I
Oh,
still I still have an issue with thinking that she's not part of this world anymore. For me, she still is part of this world.
she is. And she will always stand the test of time.
Mm-hmm.
Gentlemen prefer blondes, before we go, is one of my favorites. I mean, the dress where she's standing, the scene where she's standing over that
Mm-hmm.
vent and her dress just blows
Yeah,
up. Like, it's timeless.
yeah,
And then it's another one
yeah.
where she puts on the J'adore perfume. Like, all of these
Mm-hmm.
things that she's done. And then my mother, she bought me,
Mm-hmm.
surprised me, she bought me a whole book on the life of Marilyn.
Mm-hmm.
Norma Jean. So we love Norma Jean over here. We love her.
Yeah, yeah,
And she was just such a muse, such a glamorous muse. And
yeah,
Marilyn will always stand the test of time. If not her, then Rita Hayworth. If not Rita, then Princess Grace. If not Princess Grace,
yeah,
then our girl Audrey. And
yeah.
by the way, Breakfast at Tiffany's is one of my favorite movies, if you guys didn't know. So I love them all. Funny
Mm-hmm.
Face and Breakfast at Tiffany's. I mean, she's done so many. My Fair Lady is another one. But
Mm-hmm.
yes, and to add on to what Ellen just said as well, um, do not fear mistakes. The final thought of the day is, do not fear mistakes. You will know your failure when you continue to reach out. And this quote comes from Benjamin Franklin. And I want you all to be vigilant, be aware, and look in the mirror and find something beautiful about yourself instead of tearing yourself and your confidence down.
Mm-hmm.
And I know a lot of people are in a time where it's just like, oh my God, I don't feel confident. I feel hopeless. I feel despair. I want you all to go to a time where you feel your most beautiful. It can be putting on a
Mm-hmm.
pair of denim jeans, putting on jeans. It could be anything. Find your joy and find your beauty and what makes you feel good and confident. And put it on and wear it. Put on that smile. Put on everything that brings you joy and that brings you happiness. And
Yeah,
what brings me joy and happiness is hosting this platform, fashion, beauty, writing for the magazine, writing with my girl Elin here, writing for my girl Mick, being able to get out to the world that you too can be glamorous. You too can be
mm-hmm.
confident. And I want you all to walk away with that same feeling. Do not fear your mistakes because God made you divinely perfect in his own creation. So
Yeah,
remember that. Remember that you are
yeah,
unique.
yeah. And just have a good time and enjoy it. And that's what you should do. It's like, it's like, why stop living just because certain things happen? It's like, just have fun. You know, it's like
Absolutely.
it's like my mother says. There's people for everything. You know, and
Such as I said, it's a
I,
great show. She doesn't want it to be
yeah.
over. I know, my girl. I know.
I
But
know.
what I, I'm
I just
sorry.
want to. I want to continue talking because I love talking to you because it's like sitting down with a girlfriend over a cup of coffee and just like chit
Yes.
chatting about pretty much like everything for a glass of wine or something.
we can continue on. This show will be extended. It'll be an hour-long show. So you guys we can continue on a little bit more and then we can wrap. But we were talking about confidence. We the key subject of the day is confidence because I know a lot of people feel like, am I good enough? You have to dig within yourself
Mhm,
to pull that confidence out. And it took me a
mhm,
long time to realize that through everything, we all go through our phases where we don't
mhm,
feel so pretty or so confident
mhm,
in our
mhm,
lives. And it's just like, okay, when am I going to muster up this courage to find out who I truly am? You have to
mhm,
go through a soul searching period. And all of
mhm,
us have a period in our life when we're having to search who we truly, genuinely are. And I know for me, I from being picked on, from being bullied in school, and we all have had our awkward phases where we go
mhm,
back and we look at our high school yearbook photos or things like
mhm,
that, and it's just like, wow, ooh, I've come a long way. I, I
mhm,
I don't look like what I've been through, but God has blessed me here, and it is purposeful, and I have a reason.
mhm,
And my
mhm,
reason is to encourage other people who've had the same issue as I have as well, also
mhm,
too. So I want people to know that you too can develop confidence. It's not gonna be just like, okay, you buy what is it? Anti-aging cream. It's everywhere in the
mhm,
stores, right?
mhm,
So we buy anti-aging cream and it's just like, okay, we see things slowly start to go away, see the wrinkles slowly start to go away.
mhm,
Confidence is the same way. You can't just go and buy it, you have to work towards it. You have to pray, you have to manifest, you have to go into it. And for me, that's what I've had to do. I had to do a lot of soul searching.
mhm,
And when I came into my own and I started discovering my own personal style and just being a beacon and being outspoken, it's just like they were just like, it surprised people. Your confidence will surprise people when you've developed it over time. And some people will be like, well, I'm kind of scared. How do I come out of my shell? How do I find out who I truly am and what makes me happy? Find a passion.
yeah,
And that's what I
yeah,
would tell people. Find a passion and work towards that passion. And I know for me, being in fashion, I've had to learn a lot. I've had to learn about designers. I've had to learn about the different garments. I've had to learn, okay, this is an A line. This is this. You learn these things gradually over time. So for me, my assistant principal, as I said, she's worked with me and she taught me, okay, this is how you pronounce or say this designer's name. You don't say it like this, you say it like this. And more
mhm,
importantly, you know about the showrooms, you know where the shows are held, all of these things. She taught me about that, and then it just took off from there. Right after high school graduation, me doing my own research on designers and on these other designers and
mhm,
finding out for myself. So see, confidence and being reassured is all about knowing that you are going to be okay, that you are perfectly divine in God's image. God put you here for a reason, and we all have a purpose, right? So when we create
yeah,
our purpose empowers people. So when I created this platform, I said I want people to walk away feeling good. I want people to walk away feeling happy. I want people to walk away knowing that there's not a care in the world, that we are going to be okay, that your confidence it's in with side of you. It's inside of
mhm,
you. It's inside of here in the heart. And the things that matter to us in the heart genuinely will show on the outside and reflect everything. And
mhm,
that is confidence. That's confidence. You feel great about yourself. So if putting on your denim jacket or your leather jacket or I love dangly earrings. I don't have any dangling ones on today. They're hidden up under the hair. They're just like studs. But I love dangly earrings. Even when I'm not doing this platform. I was reading an article in Cosmopolitan, and they were saying it was given a list of all the things that you could do to make you happy, and one of them was putting on dangly earrings.
yeah,
And I went and I got a bunch of dangly earrings because her mom loves them too. She don't like the big long ones that you would see our girl Marilyn Monroe wear, the chandelier. She doesn't like those. She likes the studs and she'll wear overhoops. Me, I go out. I love the drama. I love the theatrics. I love the
mhm,
chandeliers. I love the clips that extend all. I mean, it's a whole lot of them. But
mhm,
I was reading that article in Cosmopolitan, and it said, find your joy, 100 things that make you happy. One of them, I said, bingo, that's mine's right there. Wearing chandelier earrings. And I said, yes, I love this. I love this. This is right up my alley. So find your joy. And it was saying, go out with friends, things like that. It would say also, um, go and see a horror film. It was all sorts of things in Cosmopolitan. They compiled a list of 100 things that you could do to make you happy. Find your
Mhm.
happiness, find your peace.
Mhm.
And that ties into confidence too for a lot of people
Yeah.
out here who struggle with it. And it's not just going to be an instant thing. Like when we buy the anti-aging cream, we expect the wrinkles to go away with just
Yeah.
one use, right? We want it to just
Yeah.
vanish and go away. But
Yeah.
with confidence, it gradually works over
Mhm.
time. The
Yeah.
same way the anti-aging cream would. It works gradually over time.
Mhm.
So to anybody who feels as though, oh my God, I don't feel like I have it. I don't think I'm going to get this acting gig. I don't think I'm going to get this singing gig. I don't think I'm
Mhm.
going to pass this test. You have to have confidence and
Mhm.
reassure yourself. Every morning when I get up, you guys know I do affirmations.
Mhm.
And one of the affirmations that I always say, besides other than, and I say it all the time, one of them that I always say is, I am surrounded by people who will love me and uplift me. And if you need anybody to tell you that you're beautiful and you're amazing, go to your mom. Your mom will always reassure you.
Yeah.
We're all adults, but it's never too late to go back to your mom and ask her,
Yeah.
what do you think? She'll always reassure you that you're beautiful. She'll always
Yeah.
reassure you that you are made in God's image, that you are
Yeah.
divine, that you are unique. Because you came for me. That's what my mother would tell me. She would always tell me, they would always rub it in our
Yeah.
faces. Well, I had you. You came for me. So my mother knows. Exactly. What would you tell your younger self, Ellen? And that is from Sunshine.
Ooh, what I would tell myself when I was younger is, uh, oh, there's so much stuff I would do, but then I wouldn't be where I am today. But then there is a few things I don't longer regret, but I wish that I would have done it, even if people would say like, "Oh, you regret them." No, but I wish I would have stood up for myself. And I myself was bullied as a child, as a teen also. I've also sadly encouraged, or not encouraged, but been subjected to adult bullying, where adults bully other adults. You're just like, are you serious? You pay bills and you bully another human being. But um, I st like it's okay to stand up for yourself. If people don't like you, then that's their issue. Um, but also stand up. There was a few times where I wanted to go to auditions and I for certain like movies or series, and I wanted to like I knew I wouldn't get time off. Just walk out from that job. I know certain people who say like, "Oh, I need the job to pay my bills." Yeah, okay, but you can always get a new job. I know that that sounds so entitled or spoiled for me to say, but I've been in the same shoes as every struggling actor has been, and I say sometimes it's worth to just walk away from certain side jobs. And I lost 18 months from one side job, and I wish I would have walked away
Mm,
15 minutes prior to that. It's like, and I can never get those back. And trust me, you will know in your stomach when you feel like this isn't right. Um, but stand up for yourself. That's one of the biggest one. You don't have to be cruel, and you don't have to shove certain stuff down other people's throats, because not everybody's going to think or feel just like you. But
right.
stand up for yourself and believe in yourself and know your worth. And if somebody has an opinion about how you live your life, okay, well then take it with somebody who cares, not with you, because you live your life. It's and often your parents are very right when their unspoken words about certain people are correct. If parents don't say anything with words, but they say with their looks, believe it. Believe it. Because parents, they do love you very much,
And
no
and
matter
to
your
add on to
age.
what she just said, mothers know everything. So as much as you try to
True.
hide it, mothers know. Mothers know everything. It's because their women first instinct in us as women is
Yeah.
intuition, and our
Yeah.
mothers know. They're just like, tell me what's wrong. So my mom will instantly catch on to it. Like I said, with my brothers and then my sister as well too. She'd be like, come on out and tell me what's wrong. Sit down, let's talk about this. Your parents know everything.
Mm-hmm.
And when they say and how they get you, how they would get us to say, oh, I'm gonna tell your dad, or you know how your father is, and they would give you that look like I don't think, yeah. And we'd be like, no, it doesn't have to be that way. I'm gonna go ahead and talk to you because I know how dad is. But exactly. So yeah.
Yeah. Or you turn around and you like, I'd rather go to my dad and talk to my dad first and instead of my mom, it's like just like, yeah, okay. Like, but yeah, stand up for yourself, have fun. Um, and sometimes it's nice to just have like certain amount of friends in your life, but stand up for yourself. That's one of the most important things.
Absolutely. And be
Yeah.
bold in your
Mhm.
approach. And you guys know I
Mhm.
take on a bold approach. Be bold, be adamant, stand up for yourself. As we discussed on being bullied and finding our own voice. And a lot of people, it could take you a while to find your voice, but it's there. It's there. And then once you find your voice, be ready to sing the loudest song there is. People will know who you are. Definitely. Once you
Yeah.
stand up for yourself and not let people take advantage of you. And not just that, but your confidence. You feel so much better. Like I woke up feeling
Mhm.
amazing today for some reason.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I don't know what this is, God. It's like you're trying to tell me something. Every day I've been happy. I have my days I'm upset about certain things, but come on with a smile. Conquer it with a smile. Fight with a smile. And just
Yeah.
find joy. That's what I want you guys to do. In these times, find joy. Find what makes you happy. And I have a toy poodle, so I'm a childless dog lady. So me and my mom have adopted my brother's toy poodle, and she brings us so much joy. She's a busybody, and I've brought her on the show before. So find those little things. Find those little
Yeah.
things that make you feel happy. And she was just running through the house like a wild woman a few minutes ago. Every time I take her out, she'll come back in, and you'll see this black dot just go fast right past you. It's her. Yeah. So I let her
Awesome.
stop. We have two of them here. We have two fur babies. The other one is a Chihuahua, and the other one is a toy poodle.
Yeah.
And the Chihuahua is very chill. I mean, he would bark. Him and my mom would have their exchange, and that's what you guys would hear in the background sometimes during the interviews. And I would just chuckle at it when my guest is speaking because I'm like, I know that little bark. And her bark is a little bit more deeper. Like she barks like a boy dog, but she's a girl dog, and she's only 5 years old. She's still a baby. So she came in and she's shooting right past my leg. I see something black and furry just shoot past my leg. Where you been? Because my mother went outside to go and make a plant for my grandmother for Valentine's Day, because Valentine's Day is tomorrow. She wanted to do
Yeah.
something nice for her. And I said, you coming in or you coming out? And she made her choice. She came out here, ran back to the living room, and then ran right past me back outside with mom. So I
Yeah.
mean, it's those little things we cherish, and we take care of those precious memories
Yeah.
and just find joy. So I just laughed at it because I'm just like, I should get to be so fast. But find joy, find what makes you
Yeah.
happy, find what uplifts you and makes you feel good.
Yeah.
So that would be my
Yeah.
advice to you. Yeah.
Yeah. That's so true. That's so true.
So, fashion dolls, any more questions, any more comments? And I hope you guys are enjoying the conversation. This show today, yeah, it's basically solely focused on confidence.
Yeah.
Basically
Yeah.
solely focused on finding your voice, because a lot of people are afraid. I'm afraid to speak up for myself or lose. No, find your voice. Never let
Yeah.
anyone take it from you, and
Mhm.
continue to be persistent about what sets your soul on fire. I want you all
Yeah.
continue to do that.
Yeah.
So, fashion dolls, going once, going twice. Any last minute questions? And I want you all to walk away feeling empowered today. I want you all to walk away feeling empowered. I want you all to walk away feeling encouraged. What might seem like a dark day or a bad day for you, it's going to get better. Just take a look in the mirror. Look in the mirror and love on yourself. And I want you to not put yourself down, but pick out at least 5 things that you love about yourself. Your confidence, it could be your intelligence, it could be your style, it can be anything that you love about you. I want you to go
Mhm.
back into the mirror and say those 5 things about yourself. And every morning I do an affirmation. So one of the affirmations I say to myself is I'm surrounded by people who uplift me. One of the affirmations that I also say to myself, I am courageous, and I am not afraid to speak up for myself and other people. So remember that, fashion dolls. Be courageous, be
Yeah.
fearless in the pursuit of what sets your soul on fire. Great show. Thank you, Sunshine. I had to extend it for you, girl. Y'all love the conversation, and I want you guys to keep it going, keep engaging. We have more great conversation.
Mm.
Christina Nolan, she joins me tomorrow. So make sure you
Mhm.
guys tune in for that. All the way from Greece. She's Greek actress, beautiful. I'm going to be interviewing another actress tomorrow. So while we had our girl Elin here, we're going to have keep having her again, because I love talking about our beauty muses. And something we have in common is that we both love Marilyn Monroe. So,
Mhm.
yes, I want you guys to take away from this show and just continue to be confident, be bold, be fearless, and more importantly, be daring. Sometimes being daring can be scary for a lot of people, but easily walk into it. Easily walk into
Mhm.
it if it, you know. But Ellen, let everyone know where they can follow you. Always a great time chatting with you, and I'm glad that I extended it today. So, you guys, it's almost 6, but this is an hour long show, y'all.
Mhm.
Hour long.
Whoa, an hour long. I was so happy to be part of it
Yes.
for like so long. Um, well, I love talking to you. I always love coming back and talking to you.
And we're going to have more
Like I
again.
said, yeah, it's like having, a meeting or a conversation with a girlfriend, like, oh my God, we're gonna talk about boys and everything like that in close. But you can find me on Instagram. It's my name, Elin Margareta Nordin. I know we Swedes have long names, very difficult names. But then you can find me on, I still want to say Twitter, but it's X. I still have that. There's a lot of filmmakers on there.
Yes.
And TikTok, and you can find me on Threads and Snapchat. I've gotten more active on Snapchat nowadays, but before I was like, I forgot and like that I had a Snapchat, but I'm more active now. So you can find, if you just type in my name, Elin Margareta Lin, you can find me there. Yeah. And I'm also on Spotify, which is The Untitled Show by EMN. Yeah.
Yes. Please go and check out her platform, her podcast, and support women in
Mhm.
podcasts, because there's a lot of us. The guys have
Mhm.
seemed to be taking over, but ladies, we're taking over too with the podcast, with the platforms. So y'all, please go and check it out.
Yeah.
And again, without further ado, yeah, I needed to hear this message today. Oh, Sunshine Girl, no problem. No problem.
Mhm.
And make sure you share
Yeah.
it with the next person and the next person who needs to hear it too. That's
Yeah.
battling with confidence, because this was something that needed to be talked about. A lot of people deal with that.
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah. That's so true. Yeah.
All
Just
right.
be happy,
Fashion.
gorgeous, feel love.
Yes. Feel amazing. Feel glamorous. Feel all of these things. I want you all to feel good today, Fashion Dolls. And the replay
Mhm.
will be up so you guys can go and check it out. And it will be uploaded to Style by Stevie Daytime on YouTube. So make sure you head on over and subscribe. And I will see you tomorrow with Christina Nolan Fashion Dolls. Take care, everyone.